Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Lee from Creatively on Monday 2nd November with a special little video to do with our 2020 Wellington stitching retreat that we held at the weekend. It is late-ish and it's a bit dark and rainy and horrid, but I promised I'd get this done. I said I'd get it done yesterday and I just got too tired and I just needed a break, basically, from talking. So, yeah, I'll give a quick little update on our retreat, I guess. Then I'll add a whole lot of montage of videos. Sorry, a montage of photos that I've harvested from the group. I decided not to use the video footage that I had taken. A couple of reasons. One, I'm a terrible videographer. It just was like too fast. Two, there's a couple of people who asked to not be in the video, so that made editing a little bit tricky. Sorry, they asked not to be on social media. And three, it was so noisy and I'd have to do a voiceover and I just don't want to. Back in maybe May, I think, Judith put out a post saying, hey, thinking about organising a retreat, anyone interested? And I was like, had actually been thinking about how do we organise a retreat? But I didn't know anybody. 6 of us formed a bit of a committee or became known as the organisers and started working through it during when we were still at, I think, level 2 of lockdown. And then, of course, we had a wee glitch in the middle there where Auckland went back to level 3 and Wellington went back to level 2. Put things at risk. It meant a few people had to pull out because they were a bit nervous, etc. And then, yeah, in the end, we had 48 people, give or take. We held it in Karori, suburb in Wellington, at the Karori Arts Centre. It was probably just the right size, and we all convened on Saturday morning, and had a good best part of 2 days stitching and socialising. I think a good time was had by all, or at the very least most. All of us who are naturally introverts are exhausted. I think most people actually are, and stitching can be quite a solitary hobby. I know for me it is, but it's still nice to meet people, and I feel like I've made some friends, which is really cool. Okay, so what do we give people? Because of the international situation and because we wanted to keep costs down and we didn't know if things were going to arrive by post, we kept everything pretty simple. We started off with these little goodie bags that Julia got some glittery vinyl and we branded them. And in that, people got some little bits and pieces. Imagine there's a needle on here. Everybody got a Pat's favourite needle, either a size 26 or a 28. I'm currently using my needle. It's a little, like, what do you call it? Just a tag, laminated tag. It's a little miniature of the retreat chart, one of the charts that we had. I'll show that in a second. Sam Coburn had permission from Te Papa to chart a couple of samplers that were in the museum, and she offered us one to give away. And we chose this one, there were 2, and stitched by Gwen Morrison, aged 12 in 1911 in Dunedin. And what's really interesting about it is what we didn't know was that actually she died of the Spanish flu, which was around 20. So kind of a bit spooky that we're in the middle of a pandemic. Judith stitched this up as a model, and I stitched it as a model on 36 count. Judith did 32, and I very hastily and badly, it will get re-stretched, framed it just to have it at the retreat. So, and I modified it a little bit. I added a border and then I personalised it. So everybody got this chart, and this is just a frame I picked up from a second-hand store. So no fancy glass or anything. So everybody got the chart, and everybody got 2 skeins of floss. Most people got red, some people got pink. That is sufficient to stitch it. I'm kind of glad I got pink because I already have stitched it, and this is just a, what brand is it? Mez? Oh, Anchor, duh. It's an Anchor floss, sorry. And then as a giveaway, both, Judith and I also kitted one up with the fabric and floss that we had used, so that we gave them sort of a bit of an extra bonus for a couple of people. Everybody got a little map just of the where we were in Karori, so with places to eat and to get food and petrol stations and all that. Andrea donated cards for everybody, and a little bit of fabric so I can make a little card if we want. A pair of scissors. We managed to pick these up from someone who their event got cancelled, so we got them at a good price. And Julia made little scissor fobs for everybody. And mine's got a cat person on it, a floss ring with a couple of ring options, and this was part of our little retreat logo that Julia mocked up, so it's similar to what's on the bags. Just says Wellington Stitching Retreat 2020 with a little charm on it. Needle minder, again with the retreat sort of logo on it. And we had a little chip to exchange for a small piece of fabric. I don't know if I showed this in my video yesterday, but earlier on we had all indicated whether we wanted linen or evenweave, and I chose linen. And it's Catherine from Country Stitch donated this piece of linen for everybody. Just a wee small will go on that, and it's beautiful. Everyone got a chart. I don't have a chart here because I didn't need one because I stitched it. So, and I gave everybody, I used up some of my Silks for You PR124 that I used for my Death by Cross Stitch, so I gave everybody enough to stitch it, the variegated with that if they choose to, and it's just 2 other DMC, and I just finished it as a sort of thread catcher with felt. I stitched that up hastily. Another thing that we gave everybody was a personalised pen. It's an eco pen made out of recycled paper, cardboard, and it has a highlighter end and 70 meters of German ink. Some people participated in a mystery box swap. People had been up to $25, I think, and then boxes were randomly assigned, and I think most people were really happy with their little box of treats. We had a freebie table. There's a couple of, I'm going to insert some pictures here. And I picked up a couple of things off it myself. I picked up Cooler Design book, mostly to have a look at. There's probably not much in here that I would stitch, but I love the front cover, which is Barbara Batts-Hillman, Peony. So who knows, one day I might stitch that. I picked up a couple of Sampler Cove charts. This one was on my to-do list, so I've picked that up. Kaleidoscope Flower, Rhapsody in Red, ribbon sampler. That's a wee beast. This is quite large, so you know, right up my alley. But I'll put them away for a rainy day. We had some raffles. Catherine, again from Country Stitch, donated the, I don't think I got a picture of it, the cardinal points, Long Dog and someone else collaboration, and she kitted it all up with all the floss, with all the fancy floss. All of the raffles had charities attached to them, nominated by the donator, and we had got a picture of the sort of bag set, singer bag set that Judith made. And then there were a couple of smaller kits that were donated. Oh, I also picked up some black fabric off of the freebie table. It's 27 count Linda, black. Brag table, that swapped out each day. People put things on, took things away. So I'm going to insert a few pictures of some of the beautiful things on the brag table. Then we also had a random lot of giveaways. We probably had close to 35 or 40 individual bits and pieces. Some things we had donated ourselves from our stash. It was mostly things that were either 2019, 2020 charts, some brand new that we purchased below cost from someone who's gone and had closed down their business, and some things that were gently loved or that we'd purchased and decided we didn't want to stitch, and then a couple of sort of hard to get out of print charts as well. And from that we just drew during the 2 days. Jennifer P brought along a cone of DMC with a note that people could just wind off what they like, DMC 310, so I wound off until I was sick of winding. I think in the end Zeb took the rest of it home because Jennifer happened to have 3 skeins of three cones of DMC 310 that her mum had brought back from France for her a while ago. She also was handing out just some needle minders that she had acquired that weren't really her style, and I went for a big blingy one just so if I'm ever stitching on anything very royal, it's very heavy, I will use that. And then the rest of the pictures I'm going to pop up are mostly just some random pictures of some of the stitching that was going on at the retreat, and I again won't have who or what or how, but just a sample of what we Kiwi girls are stitching. Man, I look tired, and hopefully you enjoy seeing those sorts of things. Oh, and also at the end of it I'll show a little bit of the cupcakes. So Michelle made cupcakes and a couple of other treats for morning and afternoon teas, and a couple of the other ladies also from the organising committee made some loaves, like ginger loaf and some other kind of loaf, I can't remember. So that was really nice. Yeah, so we had a good time. As said, not a lot of stitching done, but I think we've made some friends, some connections. So I will put that together, and yeah, I hope that you enjoy it. And if you tune in next week when I will probably have stitched a lot more than what I did at the weekend. Ciao. We're into a shop from Catherine from Country Stitch, and she's bought a whole lot of stuff, all her fabric samples. She's got a whole lot of her off the bulk stuff here. She didn't bring any white because, you know, it's not that hard to find white fabric. And here's all her various sample books for her colours that she dyes, and I'm just going to be looking through these later and planning some projects. It's like very exciting, and it looks like a bin of pieces. And some cute snaps and some scissors and some beads. These charts that she sells. She's got all of her
but I think she might do here because my sister like put her son, my mom, they're becoming